I mean, I would love uh, to fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
Yeah.
We heard him fight week. No retirement. No retirement. Oh my God.
Well, look, man, look, that's the thing.
Taking those losses kind of felt like I took the losses too. So now, I try to prepare as much as I can, bro, because I don't want to put my family through that, especially my kids. And you know what I mean? It's hard, bro. My brother lost to Terrence Crawford, bro.
I mean, I would love to try to fight Crawford or even spar. I would love to spark Crawford. Yeah, we heard him fight weak. No retirement, no retirement. Well, look, man, look, that's the thing. Us taking those losses kind of felt like I took the losses too. So now I try to prepare as much as I can, bro, because I don't want to put my family through that, especially my kids. And you know what I mean? It's hard, bro. My brother blocks Terrence Crawford, bro. I was crying. Crawford versus David Benvs. People just found out about the fight and trust me, no one saw it coming. This is going to be great, so make sure you like and follow. As a boxer fan, I have to ask again, did you ever think this match would happen? There were whispers, interviews, and even outright denials from both sides for months about whether this fight was even possible. Now that things are backwards, the noise is worse than ever. Listen to what Bonavid and Crawford said about the fight. It changes everything. But I mean, I would love to fight Crawford or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford. The thing about that fight that was so funny, bro, they hated each other. My brother and they hate it. So Crawford a street dude. My brother's a street dude too. Fans were shocked when David Benavidez told Mr. Organic in an interview last year that he would be ready to fight Terrence Crawford. The only reason is pure anger. Crawford beat his brother Jose Atilde copyright Benavidez Jr. in 2018 before. David didn't hold back. I'd love to get even, but I don't think he'll show up, he said. It would be fun to fight or train with Terrence Crawford. That comment quickly set the internet on fire. People began to ask, could Crawford, known for dismantling bigger opponents with surgical precision, really take on a monster like Benavidez? It set the stage for a dream battle. To be honest with you, man, let Terrence Crawford live. That's his weight class. I lost interest in 168 a long time ago, I mean, I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable at 175. I'm chasing better beef. I'm chasing Bolo, I'm chasing these other bigger. I'm chasing Ramirez at cruiserweight. You know what I mean. So, but wait, there's more. Everyone was shocked by what Benavidez said about Crawford recently, which made the plot very different. Moving forward, things changed in Benavidez's camp after Crawford's exciting win over Canelo Alvarez. Benavidez made it clear that he had no plans to drop back to super middleweight by not going after Crawford. To be honest, Terrence Crawford should live. He told Inside the Ring, that's his weight group. I stopped being interested in 168 a long time ago. I know we could get paid a lot to move down, but I feel better at 175. I want to fight better fighters than Bibble, Zordo and Ramirez at cruiserweight. This was beautiful. He teased people with the idea of making things right with Bud a few months ago, but now he brushes it off as if it were old news. On November 22nd in Riyadh, he will defend his WBC light heavyweight title against Anthony Yarde of Great Britain. Music fans aren't sure how this supposed fight with Crawford fits into the picture, since they already know that fight is big. What does it mean for a fight that is once again getting a lot of attention? If Benavidez wants to fight at 175 pounds, and Crawford is the best at 168. Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benitez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benedict's and Terrence Crawford. No, man, no, we ain't throwing that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts. No, we ain't going to vacate the belts. We just going to sit where we need to sit for a minute and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing. Brian Bowick McIntyre, Terrence Crawford's trainer, laughed off the fuss even more. Bowick didn't think twice when he talked to Fight Hike. Man, we're not going to fight Ben Avids. We're not going to leave the belts. No, we'll just sit where we need to sit for a minute and then, as I said before, we'll go back to the gym and do our thing. This remark only led to more speculation. If Crawford's team is officially not interested in fighting Benavidez, then why is it still being talked about so much behind the scenes? Is this just another case of marketers and Saudi backers using big cash offers to get people excited? Or is it possible that despite what they said, both fighters know that the money and fame at stake in this fight are too high to ignore? If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. Especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him. So he never got off steroid. You think he's on steroids? Of course. How does 5 you saw Delo? How do 5 people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? You know what I mean? All those a circumflex dudes in that camp agree. Boxing today has a lot to do with Saudi Arabia. He said that Benavidez could meet Canelo Alvarez as part of his 4-fight deal with Riyadh season. Turki Alolik is in charge of some of the sport's most recent events. Now things start to get interesting. The Saudis have a history of setting up unlikely fights, and often offering record-breaking amounts of money to boxers who had already said they weren't interested. Because of this, Saudi sway is still strong, even though Bavid says he has moved on from 168 and Crawford's camp says the fight won't happen. When it comes to boxing, money often makes the fights that fans won't happen. The people behind Crawford versus Bavids know that it will sell a lot of tickets. Music, applause. Crawford would meet the undefeated Mexican monster in one of the most popular fights in boxing history. Crawford had just made a name for himself by beating Canelo. It wouldn't be surprising if both fighters suddenly found something they said they had lost if the Saudis really won. But Crawford may have very different ideas. After beating Canelo, Crawford didn't sound like he was ready for another fight. He often said in interviews that he was having fun with his family and resting. He said that he hadn't even talked about what would happen next with his team. I'm just, enjoying my family, enjoying, to be able to say, look what I accomplished or what I'm about to accomplish next. So, I'm just chilling right now. I haven't even got the time to sit down with my team and talk with them and things like that. Fans were left guessing by what he said. Is Crawford thinking about stopping while he's at the top of his game? He is 37 years old, has never lost 42-20, and is now a 3-division undisputed king, which is something no other male boxer has ever done. Crawford says that his family has already told him what they think he should do next. He didn't say it out loud, but it looked like they wanted him to leave while he was ahead. That is where the stress is. Is it too late to fight Benvids if Crawford's reputation is already well known, or does he want one more test? His place among the boxing legends will be clear after this scary meeting. Some news stories about Crawford have been about things other than boxing, which has made things worse. A few weeks after beating Canelo, cops in Omaha pulled him over for dangerous driving. Things got worse very quickly. The seat belt out the door right here on my run. I'm keeping my a circumflex, hands up. I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Step out. Can I move my hand? Police arrested him and his friends with guns drawn after finding a gun on the floor. The story spread all over the country. Following this, Crawford was given a ticket for careless driving, and a member of his security team was found with a legal weapon. No one was caught, and the police confirmed that everyone inside was legally allowed to have guns. Still, a video of the stop went viral, which made people wonder how champions are treated in their own towns. Some fans said that the distraction might make it hard for Crawford to focus. Others said that this kind of problem outside the ring shows how dominant he is inside the ring. In any case, Crawford is dealing with police inquiries and reports that he is retiring while Benvids is still focused on his upcoming title defense. Also, Crawford fights outside the ring, but Benvids is only thinking about what's going on inside. There's more to talk about than just Crawford versus Benvids. Some of the biggest names in boxing have said what they think, and not all of it is good. Agree, because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo like he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. Oscar de la Hoya said Floyd Mayweather is much better than Crawford. He said that Bud is a great fighter, but Mayweather's precise skills put him on a whole other level. Many fans wondered if Crawford could ever be compared to Mayweather without having to fight a giant like Benvids. This led to a heated discussion among fans. Until then, from the UFC world, Ilia Topuria says that if you guys ever boxed, he would knock you out based on the first punch. That dude drunk, Hey, a lot of MMA guys, they drink a lot, so he must been on that alcohol that day. Roy Jones Jr. gave a different point of view. He thinks Crawford may soon retire, but Jones thinks he should have a crossover event, maybe against UFC star Ilia Topuria if he doesn't. It's a strange thought, but it shows how useful Crawford has become. He is finally getting the worldwide attention he's been looking for years, which means he can fight in places other than fighting rings. All of this makes a big question. Are people like David Benvids really the test of Crawford's legacy, or is Crawford already